Eric Marcus, he was targeted when, they obviously, Mayor Dicker did not like Eric Marcus. Eric Marcus ran against him as mayor, and Eric Marcus was, as far as my opinion, was sharp. And he would question, and considerably, a number of times, question a number of things, and we can go into those. But 2 days before the election, before he was running in the 2nd District, and I can remember the headlines. It said, officers recommend abuse charges or disorderly conduct or whatever it was the night before the election, so it would be in that morning paper. So and that was to target Eric Marcus to lose that election, and he did.
Yes.
And that was bogus. And I've had people tell me that was a setup, and I know it was a setup. Well, it was obvious. And the Journal-Times went along for the ride.
Okay, I agree. I'm in agreement with that, because the Journal-Times is implicit with everything coming out of City Hall. If City Hall wants to disseminate information, if they want to disseminate negative information, in answer to your question, the power thing took Alderman Marcus out. There's, on that council right now, mark my words, when Alderman Widener's term is getting there and getting ready to go to, she's a target. Carrie Glenn, she's a target. Anybody that speaks contrary, they will be a target.
And that whole scenario. Now, and I know just recently the Journal-Times had a piece in the paper that talked about 509 6th Street. And they talked about the bar having an incident there in the street or whatever it was. And then they went back to the history of 509 6th Street.
He had a shooting. 2 people were shot in the leg down the street from his bar. But that don't have nothing to do with Keith Fair.
Right.
Okay, I've been going 5 years. That don't have nothing to do with me. The first paragraph says shooting down the street, 509 6th Street, but it doesn't mention the owner of the bar. The second paragraph, in the first paragraph was just a little paragraph. The second paragraph and the third paragraph goes into my past. He owned the bar, and he's supposed to strangle a white woman, and she was pregnant.
She was not white, was she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was white.
Was she?
But they accentuate this thing. But 5 years later, at the bar that you took from me, then you didn't put that in there. You didn't put it in there that we had a lawsuit and it cost the city $4.5 million. You didn't put none of that in the article.
And here's the other thing, Keith, that I noticed. It was written not by a reporter, Journal-Times staff. With that, and I know this for a fact, because in the documentary we did, Jeff Coe, in this particular incident, would go to the Journal-Times and ask, why is Thomas Holmes talking to a reporter here at the Journal-Times? And they would monitor the individuals, and they use the Journal-Times almost like their personal press release. They would hear it printed.
And ever since that incident, we just had a whole bunch of complaints about the city. But they put us on the paper saying that what did they say on the paper? That
they gave bad reputation.
We got a bad reputation basically on the paper, and my mom was just, for a while, she was so embarrassed to even go outside, because it was just such a embarrassing thing that they would put something like that on a newspaper about us, which wasn't true. So, just bad people, man.
The newspaper and the police seem to work in conjunction with City Hall, and they get things out of order.
Yeah, they used the newspaper to put bad remarks on me. They accused me of having a shooting around my bar, which was actually 9 blocks away from my bar, at someone else's home, but they blamed it on the bar, and they printed it in the newspaper.
Now it seems everything is on the newspaper now when I read. I never take any newspaper anymore since I have problem with my own business, and I feel whatever they say in the newspaper it's kind of lie.
So it's amazing. It is completely unbalanced coverage. Sometimes it gives you the feeling that the assignment editor is taking their assignments from somebody in City Hall.
We did get a call from downtown, from City Hall, saying, why is Mr. Holmes' car sitting in front of the Journal-Times for approximately 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours? That's what he said to me. Now, my car is pretty conspicuous. It's a yellow Corvette. So everybody knows my car. But downtown City Hall took the time to contact the Journal-Times, Racine Journal-Times, to find out why is Mr. Holmes' car sitting there that long. Once they found out the spill or what was actually going on, they killed the story. Until today, that story has not been told. I'm just giving you some snippets of what actually happened. It would take me, I could sit here for months and tell you stories that you would never believe.
That's what they did with 509, because no reporter put their name on there. That was on the Journal-Times staff.
But I really believe strongly in stuff that you are right on point. And listen, 509 6th Street right now is a target of Jeff Cole. I got a call down in Jacksonville and stuff from a great friend of mine, Arminta. I got a call. She said, Keith, can you help Billy? Can you help him out? And stuff. Jeff Cole is coming across the street. He's drinking beer and everything at Nash across the street. And at closing time, he's drunk and he stumbles across the street in the middle of these black kids. And he's pushing and shoving and comes up to the owner and says, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do this. Well, okay, maybe Billy was supposed to do this, but he don't want to hear the message from somebody spitting in his face because they're drunk. He's trying to be nice and everything because he wants to go along and he knows the history of the bar, of my bar being taken away. And so he fought long and hard. Young man fought long and hard. Works at Case, all this, works till second shift, comes to the bar, does this. Work long and hard and stuff to put some extra money into this bar. And then you got this drunk alderman coming across the street, embarrassing you in front of your crowd and stuff, and spitting in your face, sloppy drunk. If you are alderman, you go out and drink, then you don't need to be in any constituency face.
Well, let's talk about Jeff's the head of one of these powerful committees now, Public License and Safety.
Well, now you guys are going to really raise me up.
It's okay. We're talking Racine.
Well, what does public safety and licensing got to do with anything, Jim? I mean, what does that committee do?
License all the bars,
for crying out loud.
bartenders,
Seriously?
Liquors and
how about
stores.
How about this? Why don't you let me bring it on home?
All right.
Jeff Cole was in major lawsuit. Minority bars shut down. He was in it. He gave depositions, in which we got depositions with things like he walks into Ginger's, and that's by the old sticky rice and stuff. If any don't.
A minority bar.
Yes, a minority bar. Walks into Ginger's, pulls the owner, Pete, to the counter. Him and Doug Nicholson. And they said, if you want to get rid of the black people, and we got documentation of this, and anybody is free to see it, and I'll send it to you. If you want to get rid of the black people in your bar, take Hennessy off the shelf and take Ciroc off the shelf.
And hip-hop off the jukebox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is Pete and them were doing a great business down there. And this is the owner of the Ivanhoe, and he has envy. He probably has about 6 licenses in the city. Telling this bar owner, how stereotypic is that? Take the Hennessy off the shelf. Like a black person don't drink anything else. I drink Patron, and I'm not Mexican.
A proud Patron drinker.
But I guess here's where I'm going with this. When you talk about these committees, and when we talk about this particular incident, and I know obviously the bar lawsuit because I know quite well all the incidents, and I know all the depositions, and I know all the reports. We've had 2 reports done by universities on it. We've had Democratic rule in the city of Racine, at least with Mayor Dickert. He called himself a Democrat. He was very much involved with it. And now we got Corey Mason. I mean, nothing's really changed.
No, but like I shared with you guys and stuff when we were in the green room, I shared with you guys before we went on the air. I'm really, really serious about this because I talked to the mayor because I want to remember him as the Corey that I met in 2008. That's how I want to remember him. So when I went up there and he gave me his time after the meeting and stuff, he gave me about 15-20 minutes, and I respected that. And I showed him these racist and discriminatory emails. He was surprised. And he was appalled.
He should be.
No, but give him the benefit of the doubt because I want to be the Corey that I knew in 2008. So I reserved judgment, but I let him read 4 of the scathing emails that was gathered.
Part of the evidence in the suit.
Yeah, but it goes further than that. The city of Racine paid $4.5 million for a bunch of information that was gathered, whether it was on our side or on their side. But after everything's all said and done, $4.5 million, and they have this information, okay? They have the information about 360 emails to the city attorney, Letney. If Corey, who told me, or I'm going to say, I'm going to give him all his respect, Mayor Mason told me that he didn't know anything about these things, and to get him a package of information. And at that particular time, I said, yes, I will do that. Where are all of these boxes that the city got with all of these racist emails in them and all of these different things? Attorney Mayor Mason doesn't know anything about it, but we do know that Scott Ledney was very implicit in everything that went on with that lawsuit. So the question would be to Scott Ledney, where are all of the boxes of work product with the negative depositions and the racist emails? Why didn't you tell? Or why don't you tell, and you're supposed to be Mayor Mason's legal counsel, right sitting next to him, why don't you tell him where those boxes are with that work product and stuff? And you should have warned him before he put Jeff Cole as the head of that department because he was involved in a suit. And you should have, Scott Ledney, you should have warned him, Mayor Mason, you cannot put this known racist, alleged discriminatory person in the suit that closed down 6 minority bars, and now you're doing it again. So you should have told him ahead of time, Scott Ledney, do not, Mayor, appoint him there because that'll be a liability. And now history is repeating itself, and Scott Ledney is very implicit in it, and he needs to be checked at the door. But the only one that seems that can check him at the door would be Mayor Mason, and I believe, and this is my opinion, I'm believing Mayor Mason now, that he, right now, today as I look in here, I'm believing him. He told me I didn't see these things.
Now, this all came, this talk you've been just doing recently came about as a result of bringing up Jeff Coe. I feel like we've been dancing around. Is Jeff Coe this individual that is got all these considerations and should not be on the licensing and welfare because of the racist and all that type of stuff? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm saying this, and I was and I had no intentions of going to the city council. I had no intentions of getting my, for junkie terminology, getting my political fix and stuff while I was here. I just want to relax and just want to run around the city and see some people. Had no intentions of going to City Hall to do nothing.
Well, you wanted to see what the familiar old chamber looked like, right?
No, that's not what drove me there. Just I said to Alderman Carrie Glenn, I had the opportunity to talk to her, and I appreciate that because she's been a great help to me since navigating me through all these different things since I've been here. Talk to her. I said, can you tell me why these people were pulled out? She said, Alderman Fair, she said, we, meaning the rest of the committee, didn't have anything to do with it. The chair of the committee, Jeff Coe, pulled out these minority establishments, but 4 of them were black bars. And he did the same thing before during the lawsuit. So why is he sitting on there? If I call you and if I tell somebody that you're racist, like I'm saying to you right now, why is this racist alderman sitting on the top of the powerful position that can open a black bar and can shut it down? That's a whole lot of power. So what you guys are telling me about all this system is changing and all these rules are changing, it gives this racist more power on this committee to do these dastardly things.
Don't hold back, Keith.
You know what I'm saying? Here's where I'm going with this stuff.
Do the right thing. Take this racist off of there and replace him with somebody that has fresh thoughts and don't have any types of motives. Take him out of there. He's very biased. Anybody in this town would tell you that from bar to bar to bar, tavern league, drinking free. And I'm just going to put it out here, and I guess no, I'm going to put this out. No, I got to put this out there. I was talking to some constituents of mine, and they said to me, Keith, while you were running for office, did a certain business owner in your district ever give you a car? I said, what?
A car?
A car. I said, a car? Now, in the city of Racine, I come here in 2019, and I hear, you didn't get a car when you were running, did you? I said, no. Well, it's just because there was a car involved.
Well, what could possibly that business owner be receiving in return for that car loan?
Well, would that be it? For an example, I'm not going to pinpoint it and stuff because
just potentially.
But the business owner is a friend of mine, and I'm not going to pinpoint it, and I'm not going to mention his name and stuff on air or anything like that.
Okay.
But I'm pinpointing it to the fact is, I would say if I'm the alderman, and in just scenario, okay, no accusations, just scenario. If I'm the alderman, sitting alderman of the most powerful district in the city of Racine, 1st District, all the business owners and everything. So I go and they give me a loan for a car. But they give me the loan, they're going to tell me what they want and stuff. I need you to go up there, I need you to do this. And he's on the licensing committee. Mm-hmm. So if you want a license, that's what he They could possibly win, and that's what he has to offer because he's the chairman. And now you're telling me, before it was telling me, okay, he's the chairman. Okay, I got 2 aldermen over here, 2 aldermen over here. There's 5 of them. So the chairman used to then be able to promise any license because he didn't have that authority because it was a democratic type of deal.
Yep.
And if they would have brought somebody up there, then that whole committee would have voted. And as you can remember, the chairman didn't get to vote unless there was a tie. So he wouldn't have had all that power. But right now, like you guys are telling me, it has come to the chairperson's head, and you got this racist that is alleged to be taking money from business owners. So why don't you guys invite him on the show and ask him what was he giving in
We
return?
try. They don't come.
Huh?
They don't come.
I don't think he'll
Well,
come.
I'll tell you what, that's a good recommendation, and it's also
I don't think he'll come.
it's a pretty dramatic point.
What?
Well, it's been an adventure, Mr. Fair.
Yes.
But
Thank you for coming.
I think you guys are watching.
Can I loosen my seatbelt now?
Yeah. But no. There's you've been around me a long time, the doctor, Jim especially, but you have always been that person at the council, and when things were like running like this, and it needed to have a little boost up in the air, you always knew that if they took a break and I'd be coming through the doors and stuff to go to the bathroom, and you would approach me and you say, they're really just disrespecting you, Alderman Fair. Or something like that. You would say, they're really disrespecting me. And I would get back in my seat, and I would buckle up. The next thing, boom.
It's all my fault. It's all my. That's right. I'm willing to be responsible.
You're the one that told me.
I take
You're the one that told me I wasn't a Democrat. You told me I was a libertarian. I started believing that stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, I want to make a mention that anybody else who wants to come on this show and voice your opinion, you're welcome to come on.
There's proof.
This is not just simply that we're going to endorse Keith Fair and what he has to say.
And
if you got some opposition opinions, you're welcome here.
I appreciate it, and I've been in talking to you guys, and I thought about it after I talked to Mayor Mason. If you haven't extended the olive branch, to have him to come on this show, and so he can possibly describe or whatever, explain some of the things that he's doing that's contrary to the way that it used to be done, and he has a reason for doing these things, and to call him up, extend the olive branch and stuff, to ask him to come and sit with you guys and hear his point of view in a civil type of
Not
way.
a problem. I'd love to hear the justification.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask you to say one more thing. And one thing only, all right? And make it quick. It's Memorial Day, so a big Semper Fi for everybody.
Oh, man. That's beautiful, man. Semper Fidelis.
All right.
Always faithful.
Thank you very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy your holiday.